adjust all the natural lighting I have in my room. That looks really nice because it is now pouring outside. So if you hear the rain or hear any really loud thunder, that is why. It wasn't like this like 25 minutes ago, but here we are. So today I'm very excited for this video. I am going to be doing a sort of mix of a tag and a reading vlog. So quite a long time ago there was a thing where you do read a chapter tag, where you read the first chapter of a couple books and then pick one to read. Do you hear that thunder? It's so loud. So since I recently have gotten so many historical romances, like with the mystery book box I did, I thought I would do a little twist on this read a chapter tag with a couple of these books. So I have picked 3 from the box. I'm going to read the first chapter of each of them and then pick which one I like best and then do a reading vlog for that book. I am very excited for this idea. I hope you guys like it. Real quick, I will go through what each of the books I chose. So Some Like It Wild by Teresa Medeiros. This is a Highland romance. It has the most gorgeous step back. I mean, look at that. And it is about a Highland brute with more brawn than brains, and she is Pamela. She is trying to save her sister from selling her virtue, so she is using her resourceful beauty and going to pose him as a duke's long lost heir. It doesn't matter. It's a Highland romance and between Pamela and Connor, and I am very excited to give this one a try. This first chapter I believe was about 20 pages. Yeah, it's 17 pages, so there's that. The other one I chose is The Highlander's Princess Bride by Vanessa Kelly. This is also a Highlander romance, obviously, as well. I think this first chapter was also 17 pages, yes. This is about the illegitimate daughter of Prince Regent. She is a governess, which I'm very excited for a governess story. I think that could be really interesting. The last book I read had a lot of children involved, and I really liked that aspect. And she goes to this house to be the governess, and I think she finds herself falling for one of the men that live there. I don't know if he is the caregiver or the father or one of the like older brothers, I don't know, but it's a governess romance in the Highlands of Scotland, which sounds really good. And then lastly, for this vlog, I chose How to Dance with the Duke by Amanda Collins. This one I'm very interested in. This had a shorter first chapter. This one was only like 12 pages or something. Yeah, 12 pages. And this is about Miss Cecily Hurston, who would rather be exploring the antiquities of Egypt than having to get married. But because of a scandal with her father, she is having to choose a husband now in order to continue her studies. And this sounds so good, but I'm going to try and be unbiased and truly choose which book to read based off of the first chapters. So that is what I'm going to go do now, is read the first chapter of each of these books. Hello, so it is a bit later and I have read the first chapter in all of these, and it is so hard to pick. They were all such good chapters. I'm going to share a little bit about each of them. So Some Like It Wild was a lot of fun. So it follows sisters Pamela and Sophie, and they are traveling to Scotland to try and find this long lost duke to collect the reward money for finding him, because they used to live and work in a playhouse with their mother, who had them, I'm assuming out of wedlock. I don't think they don't really know who their father is. And recently the playhouse burnt down along with their mother and like all of their friends. And so they are left on their own, they have no money, and they're trying to figure out what to do next. So they're on their way to Scotland and they're trying to come up with a plan of how to get money. And they are attacked by a highwayman who has yet to be named, but I'm guessing is Connor Kincaid, as says on the back. And he is, I'm guessing, trying to rob them, but joke's on him, they have no money. And they, at the end of the chapter, kiss, and at first it was like him like proving a point, but then she was like really liking it. And then the very last part of the chapter is Sophie, I'm guessing Sophie, it's her, hits him on the head with something and knocks him out. So this was a lot of fun. This definitely had me laughing, which I really liked. So it's a contender. They're all really good contenders. Why did I pick 3 books that happened to be so good in the first chapter? The Highlander's Princess Bride. I'm just gonna read you the first sentence just so you really understand where I am. I never meant to kill him, not for the most part. Victoria Knight hesitated because honesty compelled her to make the hideous admission. For just a second, I probably did wish him dead, she added. That gives you an idea of this character right off the bat. So she was working as a governess in this house. She is an illegitimate child of this big fancy rich guy. She's never met her father, and her mom has recently passed away as well. And so she's working in a governess in this house for these 2 little girls. She loves them, but the brother of the lady of this house has been pursuing her in a real creepy way. She's not for it. She doesn't want to be with him. She definitely doesn't want to marry him. And one night he comes up the staircase where her rooms are with intent to harm her, and she freaks out, and he like rips her bodice, and she obviously continues to freak out, and she kicks him, and he falls down the stairs and dies. And so like accidental murder, accidental, purposeful, we don't know. And that's where the story picks up. And at this point she is telling all of this to her family members. Her brothers are there, and then her sisters-in-law. I looked it up. This is, I think, the 3rd book in this series, which is why I was very confused who these other characters were, which kind of puts me off this because I know romance isn't necessarily one you always have to read in order, but if these characters are going to remain important, I feel like I should know who they are, but whatever. And then at the end of the chapter, they're like, look, we will get you off of this murder charge, but let's maybe keep you out of the way of London's eye for a little bit. People will stop talking about it, everyone will forget about it. And one of the characters is like, I think I know where you could go work, and it's at this house in Scotland as a governess, which is where the rest of the story will go. Very fun. I just love her already. I mean, murder in the first chapter. Can we get better than that? And then the first chapter of this one was really fun as well, because she is trying to get into this club, like academic club, and she gets kicked out, and because she's an unmarried woman, and she's like, come on, my father literally helped found this place, just let me inside. And they're like, no, you can't come inside, you're a woman. And so she turns around and she runs straight into this guy who she immediately notices is quite attractive, and she kind of like is thinking about that, but also she's like, what am I gonna do? I need to get inside, because she wants to start researching just researching Egyptian academic stuff that she's been doing. And also her father recently went on a trip to Egypt to study and brought his assistant with, who is the brother of Lucas Dalton, who's the Duke in this book. And the Duke's brother has gone missing, is presumed dead, I think, and her father has come back kind of crazy and doesn't speak anymore. So she's trying to figure out what happened, and she just wants to get into the club and like look at her father's notes of the trip and try and figure everything out. And the Duke is kind of taken with her for a minute too, because he likes what she looks like as well. But then when she realizes he's the Duke, she starts getting like, wants to talk to him and like wants to investigate this trip more, but in his eyes he thinks that she's just interested in his title and his money. So this could be very interesting too. These all had incredible first chapters. How is this fair? I mean, when I finish one I can just go on to the next, which makes it easier to pick. I think I'm gonna go with How to Dance with a Duke, because 1, it had a great first chapter, 2, the library has this audiobook, so I kind of want to listen and follow along just because that's what I feel like doing right now. But so yeah, I'm gonna read this one. These two were both fantastic. The only thing with this one is I kind of want to read the previous two before I read this one, just so I understand all the characters, but we'll see if that even happens. And then this one I also loved. This one has an audiobook, and I think I'm gonna just follow along and listen, just because that's what I'm in the mood for. So yeah, I'm gonna go get started reading. It's still pouring rain outside, and it's some good vibes. I put a jacket on because I'm cold, and yeah, I'm gonna go read, and I will update you, I don't know, when something important happens. Hello. Okay, I've literally only read one more chapter, but I was reading along with the audiobook, and I think I'm gonna have to put the audiobook down because it is the most annoying narrator I've ever heard in my entire life. And different narrators don't usually bother me. I'm just listening to it and it just doesn't really faze me, but this one I can't stand another minute of her voice, and I tried slowing it down. I tried making it go faster. I thought maybe that would change how I listened to it and like how it felt, but I can't do it. So I'm just gonna keep reading just regular because I can't listen to this lady's voice anymore, which sucks because I was looking forward to like doing an audiobook and reading at the same time, because that's not something I do very often, so I wanted to give it a try, but I can't do it. So I'm on chapter 3 now. I'm gonna go keep reading without the audiobook. A quick update, I am just about 100 pages in. Not a lot of big things have happened with the mystery or even with their relationship, but they are working together to solve the mystery, so I'm getting some serious Stalking Jack the Ripper vibes, and I am loving it so much. I am having so much fun. I really like Cecily, and I really like Lucas so far too, so I'm very excited to see this partnership develop into something more, like into a friendship and then into something even more than that. So I'm very excited to keep reading. I am going to go take a bubble bath and read a little bit more of this. A quick update, I am just a little over halfway, and oh my god, I am loving it. The romance is very quickly picking up, and it's so good. I love these characters. The mystery, I have no idea where it's going, but lots of things have developed, and I cannot wait to see how that turns out. I'm just enjoying this so much. I'm hoping to finish this today. I have like 150 pages left, so I think it'll just take me like another couple hours, and I cannot wait to see where this goes. Oh my god, this book was so good. Like, if I could give it a 10 out of 5 stars, I think I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 5 stars. It is so good. The mystery wrapped up in a way that I could have never guessed, and there were so many twists and turns that like literally blew me away, and the emotional complexity that both of these characters have was just so well written and so good, and I just loved it so much. I think there's some more books in this series, I want to say, and I would absolutely love to read them because I'm going to need to check up on Cecily and Lucas, where they're doing, like what they're doing and everything. And I loved this so much. I'm so glad this is the one I chose. I'm sure the other books would have been really good too, but like this one might be my new favorite historical romance. Well, it's up there with Joanna Shupe. Like, it was so good. And I'm so happy I read this. So that is my try chapter tag. I hope you enjoyed this little video. I post booktube content every Sunday, or at least I'm going to keep trying to do it every Sunday now that school's back in session. We will see. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!